Hi, everyone. This is Julianne here. I posed a question recently in the Kilby Inquiries Facebook group about what prevents us from doing self-inquiry or even practicing presence and noticing and allowing what's here in between inquiry sessions. And there were really a lot of great responses, everything from fear to resistance to just the mind not being able to stay focused. So I thought I would do a little guided recording here that may help some of you at least. Um, I'm not really sure what's going to show up in this, so I guess we'll just see once I get in and start. You know, my intention is to do some inquiry on resistance and maybe even do some mining, bring this into this. So let's get started. Get yourself comfortable, find a comfortable spot. You can close your eyes if that feels okay for you. If not, you don't need to do that. You can leave them open. But if you leave them open, have relaxed, soft eyes with a soft gaze. And let's just start with just a few conscious breaths. Just aware, fully aware as the breath flows in and as it flows out. Not trying to change the breathing, not doing any particular type of breathing. We're just noticing. And as you follow that flow of the breath, start to notice all the aspects of the breath. You might notice the temperature as it flows in through your nose, down into your body, and then back out. You might notice the rise and fall of your chest or your belly as you're breathing. And you might even notice the sound of your own breathing. Again, we're just noticing. And start to notice that at the end of each breath, before the next breath begins, there's a gap. There's that pause or the space between breaths. Be equally aware of that space between breaths at the end of the out breath and also at the end of the in breath. So we're equally aware. Even starting to expand your awareness, if you haven't already, of the open empty space that's all around you. Just the open empty space in your room, around your body. An artist would call it the negative space. And sense your body sitting here within that space. Actually feeling your body sitting on your chair or whatever surface you're sitting on. Noticing the tactile sensations, your body touching a surface, your arms and hands where they're resting, your back where it's resting, and your legs and feet wherever they're resting. Again, we're just noticing. And starting to turn attention inward to the inner space of your body. And noticing what's happening in your internal experience. You may be aware of thoughts. So notice how you're aware of your thoughts. Maybe you can hear them, or maybe you're visual and you can see them as words and pictures. Or maybe you just sense them. However you're aware of your thoughts, just notice them. See if you're able to notice them without trying to change them or stop them or push them away. Just notice that you're aware of them. And notice thoughts coming and going within this space, within the quiet, silent space. And start to notice at the end of each thought, there is a space. See if you can drop attention into that quiet, empty space at the end of each thought before the next thought begins. And then watch each thought coming and going from this space. And then start to shift attention, bringing attention out of your head down into your body. Noticing any sensations or even emotions that are happening within the body. And again, letting them be. Nothing at all with them. Just notice. Just be aware. You rest as the silent awareness of whatever is happening in your internal experience. And from this quiet place, notice what's calling your attention. Maybe there's a repetitive thought. Maybe there's a particular memory or trigger that's been coming up for you. But when you're very quiet, your body will let you know what wants to be seen. So just notice what's here for you. And I'd like to do a reverse inquiry here. And for those of you who don't know what a reverse inquiry is, it might sound like an affirmation, but it's not an affirmation. We use it to see where are we resisting? What feels not true? So if I say, it's okay to let these thoughts be, or it's okay to let these feelings be here. I'm not trying to create that or make that happen. I want to see where in my system is there a no to that, or is there disagreement to that? And that might show up as the word no, it's not okay. Or it might show up as like a contraction or a bracing or a pushing against something. So go ahead and say that to yourself. It's okay to let these thoughts and feelings be. To let them be here. And see if there's anything in your system that says, no, it's not okay. Now, if it is okay, then go ahead and fully be with and allow the thoughts and the feelings. If you're visual, you can watch the words. If they're thoughts, or if they're feelings or sensations in the body, go ahead and fully allow that. Just take your time and really be with that. But if you got to know, notice how the no shows up. Before you go to the thing that you don't want to feel, be with the resistance of it. Don't even try to get through or past the resistance. Don't even fight resistance. Because often what happens is we'll resist resistance. And that just makes the contractions even tighter. So, however resistance shows up for you, welcome that. You could even use that thank you phrase. Thank you for arising. I love you. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. And then just stop. Stop and notice and allow. Resistance is here for a reason. It's doing its job. It's resisting. That's all it's supposed to do. So we let that be as well. If that's what's here, that is your present moment. Welcome it. And notice what happens as even resistance is really, really completely allowed without trying to get through it or past it. If you're able to stay present to it long enough, it will move on in its own time. All it needs is to be felt and allowed. Also notice if there are thoughts coming up with it, with the resistance. So there might be some story in there, like it's not safe to feel this. If you have any story like that, those are thoughts. Put them out in front of you. If you're visual or if you're auditory, you can hear them. But let's just be with that thought. It's not safe to feel this. I'm visual, so I can watch it. And don't even fight that thought. Okay, it's not safe to feel this. Fully allowing that as well. Not fighting anything, nothing at all. You just stay present, stay right here, and allow these words to be. You can use the now process with them, which stands for notice, open, and watch. Some people aren't able to simply allow and be with things like this, though. So that's okay. If you need to bring in any of the Killer-Bee inquiries techniques, feel free to do that. I'm sure you probably know many of them. You might want to do some tapping. But notice your intention behind the tapping. Is it to get rid of something, thoughts or a feeling, or is it to help you be more present? Tapping can just help you bring yourself right here into this moment, and it will help you to be with the thoughts and the feelings better. So if you need to do that, you can. As the resistance starts to melt or fall away just naturally on its own, not from trying to get rid of it, because that would be more resistance, you'll find it's easier to be with the thing that we didn't want to be with. In fact, you might even find that it's not even there anymore because the only thing that was holding it in place was the resistance. So just keep noticing what's here in your experience. Whatever shows up, check to see, what is my relationship to this? Is it really okay to feel this? Or is there some sense of wanting it to go away or wanting it to be different than it is? And if there is that sense of wanting something to go away or be different, notice that, allow that too. Okay, I don't want this here. Sit in the not wanting. Wanting and not wanting something are energies in the body. Find out where you feel them and allow that too. Just really take your time with this. There's no need to rush through any of it. Now, if you do have a lot of rapid thoughts that are happening, that can happen a lot too. And those thoughts can be a form of resistance to pull us away from something we don't want to feel. So notice that if that's what's happening for you. See if you're able to just sit back and watch all those thoughts. Just be aware of the rapid fire of thoughts without trying to stop them. Same thing that happens with the body energies happens with thoughts. If we're trying to resist them or think they shouldn't be here, that's what's making them hold on even stronger. So, what if instead you shift your attention and welcome the thoughts? Open wider, invite them in. And really mean that. Really invite them in. See what happens when all of your thoughts are welcome here. You're not pushing anything away. Keep inviting them in. See if anything bad is happening by allowing them. If it seems like something bad is happening, notice how that shows up. Maybe it's just more thoughts. Maybe there's an energy or contraction in the body. Allow that to go there and allow that. But often what happens when we stop resisting the thoughts or trying to push them away and instead we welcome them in, it actually tends to get very quiet because we're not fighting them any longer. Notice what happens when you stop fighting anything in your internal experience. And this is the main practice, the allowing and opening to everything. The techniques are fine and use them as you need to. But if you can practice this throughout the day, stopping, being aware of what's here and not fighting it. And if fighting or trying to get somewhere or resistance is here, allowing that too, not fighting that either. You can really take your time. Keep noticing what's here. You might shift from thoughts, which are words and pictures, to body energies. But stay with one element at a time. Feel the sensations all the way through. Let them complete themselves in their own time. Watch one thought all the way through. Let it complete itself, and you stay present through the whole thing. If you can do that, there's nothing more you need to do. We'll just take another moment. This is something you can do repeatedly throughout the day. You can use this recording as often as you want to. You can replay it over and over, or you can use it as a starting point to go into your own inquiry. So if you haven't already, when you're ready, you can slowly start to open your eyes. Stay present, present and aware, even with your eyes open. Often what happens is when we come out of a quiet, meditative place or inquiry, and our eyes open again, we get pulled into the visual world and start re-identifying with it. See if you can stay here, stay right here where you are, stay present within yourself, even as you're looking around the room, even as you see objects, even as life happens and tries to pull us away from presence. So I hope you find this helpful. If you do, I can do more. We can do some workshops or other recordings, deepening courses even on being with resistance and facing our fears and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of wonderful facilitators who would love to help you with all of this. So thank you.